Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Blackblade, and welcome home! What are you doing here?
I want to be in the video.
How did you even get here?
I have my ways.
Whatever, you're not going to be in the video.
But I already am. You're filming this right now.
Today we'll be joined by Copitz. It's great to have you here.
It's great to be here.
In all seriousness, hey, what is up, everybody? This is Blackblade, and welcome to the long-awaited video, the LEGO Star Wars 2 review. And today I'm going to be joined by Copitz, who pretty much helped me get everything set up. Is there anything you'd like to say before we get started?
Absolutely.
LEGO Star Wars 2. When I was in first grade, everyone at my school had already started playing one or two video games. Whether it was Mario, Pokemon, or Call of Duty, bro! But I grew up with a different game. A game that nobody knew of, much less played. LEGO Star Wars 2.
That game was pretty popular, Blackblade. It sold 1.1 million copies in the first year of its release, and surpassed 8.2 million by 2009.
Shh! Don't make me look bad.
I guess I don't have to.
Thank you.
You do a pretty good job of that anyways.
As is usually the case with kids' games, as we all grew up, some of the other kids started saying what we've all heard before.
Mario and Pokemon suck, because they're just kids' games. You should play a real game, not that crap.
Yeah, that. Today, most kids know that those two franchises are actually good, but I feel LEGO Star Wars 2 still gets that treatment.
Well, it's about time we look to see if after all these years...
Or months for me.
Right. But after all these years, or months, can it still be considered good?
Well, that's what we're about to find out. This is LEGO Star Wars 2, the review. This was easily the toughest aspect of the review for me to decide on. I actually like this game's graphics. It's definitely LEGO's, and the color really sets the mood for each level. From the bright, sunny desert of Tatooine, to the gloomy, ominous throne of Emperor Palpatine. But...
it's not good. The overall quality is pretty bad, and the backgrounds are not very detailed.
Oh, and one last thing. Prepare to see a therapist after coming across Leia. The graphics get a 5 out of 10.
The gameplay is good, but not perfect. There are 18 levels split into 3 groups, or episodes, of 6. One cool thing is that you can switch back and forth between the 3 episodes and complete them out of order. However, you can't complete the levels within the episodes out of order. There are 2 types of stages, both mostly revolving around a character swap mechanic, where you have 2 or more characters in each level, each with different abilities. The first type are the on-foot levels. These make up 14 of the 18 levels, and involve completing lots of very simple puzzles to reach the end of the level. The only 2 exceptions are Cloud City Trap and Jedi Destiny, where you have to do the same stuff while fighting a boss. This game type has a lot more characters than the other one, with 68! That's not even including the extra toggle characters. We'll get to those guys in a bit. While we don't have enough time to go over each character individually, we can go over each type of character and what they do.
First, we have the blaster characters. These characters have blasters, and they shoot them. Shocking, I know. Well, there are 47 blaster carriers, only 28 were shown because the rest have other abilities to make them stand out. If ranged combat isn't your thing, we also have melee fighters, which use old-fashioned medieval weaponry. Well, the blaster carriers can also fight hand-to-hand, but, they can't play an axe guitar! Next, we have the Jedi characters. These characters have either blue or green lightsabers, with more options for combat than the blaster users, including a standard 3-hit combo, a timed 3-hit combo, a lunge ability, and a slam ability. They can also block hits, return blaster fire, and use the Force to stun your opponent. Besides combat, they can reach other areas with a double jump, and use the Force on other objects to build things, move things around, and blow things up. They can't interact with all Force objects, though. But Sith characters can do anything that requires Force abilities. They also use the Force to kill enemies rather than just daze them.
Next up we have 3 types of characters: Imperial characters who can access Imperial panels, Protocol Droid characters who can open Protocol Droid panels, and Astromech characters who can open Astromech Droid panels. This isn't all these characters can do.
Well, it's all 3PO can do. 'Cause he sucks!
As I was saying, this isn't all these characters can do. These are just other abilities these characters have. Next, we have Bounty Hunter characters. Every Bounty Hunter character is also a blaster carrier, but they have 2 unique abilities to stand apart from the rest. First, they can access the 4th and final panel type, Bounty Hunter panels. And second, they can throw detonators, which are the only thing that can blow up silver bricks. They can also one-shot everything except for vehicles and bosses, but they're so hard to use in combat that they're not used very often.
Next up, we have short characters. No, really. These guys can crawl through tiny passageways that bigger characters can't get through. However, this character type is used less than any other. The only level that uses it more than once or twice is the Battle of Endor, and that's because it's impossible to beat that level without it. Next we have the hover characters. These guys can hover from one platform to another to reach areas you couldn't reach otherwise, or just take shortcuts. And last, and least, we have the useless characters. These guys have no abilities or reasons to use them, especially the Gonk Droid. Why is he here?
So are you going to talk about the second game type?
Oh yeah! I don't like the vehicle levels. Okay, I'll explain. The vehicle levels are similar to the on-foot levels with the goal of reaching the end of the level by completing very simple puzzles. It sounds okay, but all 4 levels feel repetitive and drawn out, and they're all pretty much the same. All 4 levels had the same puzzle of carrying an explosive over to something you need to blow up. The only one with a little more variety is the Battle of Hoth, because you also get to use the explosive things to take down the AT-AT.
There are 4 vehicle types in these stages. We have the standard vehicles, which just fly around, shoot stuff, and can pick up 3 torpedoes at a time. Next, there are the bombers, which can carry 5 torpedoes instead of 3. Then we have the Imperial ships, which can open gates that prohibit other ships from reaching certain areas. Last, we have the Snow Speeder, the only vehicle with the tow cable ability.
That pretty much covers both level types. Moving on, this game has a strange control scheme that just uses the keyboard.
Who needs a mouse?
Come on, man. There is an option to use the mouse to move around, but I wouldn't recommend it.
That being said, each level is created with a joystick for movement in mind. It's still playable, but it would be better with a controller. The only other thing worth mentioning with the gameplay is how easy the game is. You have 4 hearts, and each time you get hit, you lose 1 heart, or 2 hearts from Boba Fett. If you lose all your hearts or fall off something, you die. However, you instantly respawn with the only penalty of dropping some studs and having to pick them back up before they disappear. Along with this, as you could have guessed when we were talking about the character types, this game's combat is very simple, boiling down to pressing the attack button over and over again. These 2 things are both good and bad, because it makes the game fun without asking much of you, but once you've beaten a boss, or even the game, you don't feel as if you've earned anything.
To sum all this up, the gameplay gets a 7 out of 10. Simply put, the soundtrack and sound effects are what makes this a Star Wars game. I think this scene explains all. It just screams Star Wars.
No, this screams Star Wars.
True. Now with that being said, there are 2 problems with the sound. The first problem is that the sound effects seem to be compressed. And the second problem is that there are some audio balancing issues. The volume can be all over the place in this game. One good example is the vehicle levels are so much louder than the on-foot ones. In short, the sound for LEGO Star Wars 2 is good, but because it has a few flaws, it gets an 8 out of 10.
The bonus content in this game is easily its best aspect. There are 2 items in the game that give you a reason to do more than beat all 18 levels. Studs and gold bricks. There are 99 gold bricks in the game, and they're unlocked through many different ways.
The first 18 are unlocked by beating each level, but you can unlock another 18 at the same time. This is where studs come in. Studs are the in-game currency. When you destroy, build, or even use the Force on some objects, they will drop studs. If you don't pick them up after a few seconds, they despawn, never to return. There are 4 types of studs. Gray studs, which are worth 10, gold studs, which are worth 100, blue studs, which are worth 1,000, and purple studs, which are worth a staggering 10,000. Purple studs can only be found in the bonus stages, but we'll get to those in a bit. As we mentioned before, if you die in this game, you drop 2,000 studs, and have to run around and pick them back up before they despawn.
In each level, there's a bar that appears at the top every time you pick up studs. As you pick up more, the bar fills up, and once you've reached a certain amount, the bar will fill up and you'll get what's called True Jedi. Every time you get True Jedi on a level, you'll get another gold brick.
If that wasn't enough incentive to collect studs, they can also be used in the hub world of the game to unlock hints, half of the characters in the game, and another 8 gold bricks. You can also use them to purchase extras, which are mostly unlocked by power bricks. What are power bricks, you may ask? We're getting there.
Every level has some areas or tasks you can't do with the characters in that level. These usually hide more studs, or one of the 2 collectibles. The first of these is the mini-kit. Mini-kits are white canisters with 2 blinking lights that require completing some more very simple puzzles to get. Each level has 10 of these, but you can't collect all of them in any level with the characters given. This is what free play is for.
Free play allows you to replay each level with more characters, and at least one of each type. With these characters, you can collect the mini-kits you may not have been able to get before. Also, you don't have to get the mini-kits you've already gotten again. One thing you have to get again is True Jedi, only you have to collect more studs this go around since you can find more studs in the new areas. Getting True Jedi in free play mode for each level will earn you another 18 gold bricks, and an extra 100,000 studs per level, so that's nice. When you find all 10 mini-kits in a level, you get another gold brick, and 150,000 studs. Once you get all 180 mini-kits, you unlock the Slave 1 vehicle, and that's pretty cool.
You also build a vehicle with every 10 mini-kits. You can see the vehicles you've built in the hub world. The second collectible is the aforementioned power brick. Each level has 1 power brick, and they're found through the same method as mini-kits. While collecting all the power bricks doesn't give you gold bricks, it unlocks extras, which can help you complete other stuff more easily, including stud multipliers, a mini-kit detector, and invincibility. Of course, there are other extras that do little things, like extra toggle, yes, we're finally bringing this up again, which adds a few unique characters to your group in free play. We can't go over all the red bricks because that would take too much time, but IGN has a section in their guide to LEGO Star Wars 2 that lists all the red bricks and what they do, so you can check that out if you're curious.
I'll put a link to it in the description. Now at this point, or at some point, you're probably wondering, what can you do with the gold bricks? Well, I'm glad you asked. Well, we pretty much covered the replayability factor of this game. This is the bonus content side of things. The gold bricks can be used to unlock 3 extra levels for each episode, each a different type, making 9 extra levels total. To unlock the episode 4 levels, you need 8 bricks. To unlock the episode 5 levels, you need 16, and to unlock the episode 6 levels, you need 32. Now to go over the types of levels.
Super Story is the only thing that's bad in this aspect of the game. Basically, it has you playing through all 6 levels again in a row, trying to finish it in under an hour, while collecting at least 100,000 studs. It's executed well, but the problem is that it's completely pointless. The only reason to complete them is that they offer 1 gold brick each. One? Why?
Thank goodness the character and mini-kit bonuses are better. To unlock the character bonuses, you have to also purchase every character from the shop from that episode. You are given a 5 to 7 minute timer and tasked with collecting 1 million studs in a small area. It seems ridiculous at first, until you start shooting stuff and realizing you get a ton more studs than you do from these same items in the other levels. This is also why you get purple studs in these levels, but not in any of the others. The only difference between the 3 character bonus levels is the setting. 4's takes place in Tatooine, 5's in Bespin, and 6 is on Endor.
Mini-kit bonuses are unlocked by getting all the mini-kits in that episode and have the same objectives as the character bonuses, with a few differences. Not only are they vehicle levels, but you're using the vehicles you built with the mini-kits, so they do have some purpose besides being trophies. The other difference is that while episode 6's still takes place on Endor, 5's takes place on Hoth, and 4's takes place on the Death Star, so they have some variety in the setting. By completing all the character and mini-kit bonuses, you receive another 6 bricks.
There is one problem with the character and mini-kit bonus stages though. You don't get to keep the studs. You basically trade them in for a gold brick, which sucks, but it would make it too easy to get millions of studs, so I guess it's okay. The other extra level unlocked with gold bricks is Lego City. This bonus stage, which requires 60 gold bricks to unlock, is similar to the character bonuses, but with some big differences. First, while you have to find the same amount of studs, you get an hour instead of 5 to 7 minutes. This is because the area is much larger, and the studs are spread out. It's also because you have to collect every single stud in the area to get 1 million, which seems easy at first, but once you find more and more studs, it becomes harder and harder to find those last few. The other difference is that you don't get to keep the million studs, but you don't get a gold brick out of it either. This means if it wasn't a fun level, there would be no reason to play it.
Now, if you've been counting along, you'll realize we've only found 89 gold bricks so far. Where are the other 10? Well, we were saving the best for last. Once you unlock all the bounty hunter characters, you can open a door in the hub world with a picture of Jabba the Hutt above it. Once you go in, you'll find the 10 bounty hunter missions. The goal for the 10 missions is to go through part of one of the levels, with all the bounty hunter characters with a timer. However, rather than trying to complete the level, you're trying to find a character hidden somewhere. Sometimes they'll be hiding in an area you'd have to go to in the level, but sometimes they'll be at an area you couldn't even get to in the story mode of a level. Once you find all the hidden characters, you get the last 10 gold bricks, but you also get some studs. The amount of studs you get depends on the amount of time left on the timer.
These bounty hunter missions are my favorite part of the entire game. While I like it a ton, there is one small problem with them. While you get 6 characters, you only need 3. Boba Fett, 4-LOM, and either Greedo, Dengar, or Bosk. Which one you use comes down to personal preference, but the other 2 will never be needed. Oh, an IG-88? Forget about it!
Once you have completed everything the game has to offer, and have all 99 gold bricks, you're rewarded with a buildable spigot in the hub world. This thing will shoot an endless amount of studs, so if there's some things you have yet to purchase in a shop, you can grind until you have enough to buy them. If you couldn't guess by now, the replayability and bonus content gets a 10 out of 10.
Since this game is based off a series of movies, this aspect of the review will be ungraded. Basically, this game retells the story of the first 3 Star Wars movies. The difference is, besides of course being with Legos instead of live action, that it focuses more on being comical. It rarely ever takes itself seriously, turning even some emotional scenes into comedy. Now there are times where this works, like most of the scenes in the Millennium Falcon, or Luke's robotic hand at the end of Episode 5. However, its childish slapstick humor may not be favorable by older audiences, and they never find a single point in the game funny. Because of this, the story gets no score. You heard what I said before, right?
So to recap, LEGO Star Wars 2 gets a 5 in graphics, a 7 in gameplay, an 8 in sound, and a 10 in replayability and bonus content, giving it a final score of...
a 7.5 out of 10. While it has some flaws, if you see it at a GameStop, I recommend picking it up. Well, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to slice the like button in half, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and if you're in the mood for some more LEGO Star Wars 2, you can click right here. I need to look on the screen to make sure I know where I'm clicking above his head, to check out my playthrough on LEGO Star Wars 2. It's 19 episodes. It's a lot of fun. Definitely worth checking out. And if you're in the mood for some stuff that he does, you can click right here, even though it should be right here over his head.
What are you even doing with your life, Joshua? You should know where to put the clicking. You know what? I'm gonna switch them real quick. Switch where you click. All right, there we go. Now you switch. Now you click here for me. You click there for click there for Joshua, and that's about it.
I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.